I'm Barry Connerty with your Real Estate Flash. Just had a great conversation with one of my clients. We were discussing what is the benefit over buying versus renting, especially in this market. There's a lot of low-cost rentals out there right now, and maybe it's better to rent and then put maybe your down payment into some other investment and allow that to collect money. Sometimes that's even better. I mean, buying property is not for everybody. There's a lot of expenses that go along with owning property. You know, if a new roof is needed or you need new appliances, that's your cost, not your landlord's. And certainly having your down payment in some other investment that's easier to get at is much more attractive to some people, and it takes a long time to build up equity in real estate, there's no question. However, real estate is like a forced savings account. So if you're not going to be diligent about investing your money that you would otherwise put into your mortgage payment or your down payment, then owning the property becomes basically a forced savings account, and you accumulate wealth more readily than you would, say, if you were left on your own to make the investments. Studies have shown that people who invest on their own simply don't put the money that they would talk about in the comparisons into the actual investments, and therefore they don't make the money in return off it. But the biggest thing that I had about my argument for owning real estate is that, well, it reminds me of a story that just happened about a couple weeks ago, where I went to show some clients an apartment over on the North Shore. We were doing a tour, actually, and we showed up at one of the apartments, and there was about a group of 6 of us, because the place that we were looking at had a tenant, and the tenant had only given him about an hour window to show the place. So he got 6 groups or so lined up to go see this place, and we were waiting and waiting, and eventually the listing agent came out with his hands in the air, and he's like, "Sorry guys, but she's changed the locks. We don't have a key. We can't get in. This is the tenant had done all this." Well, of course that's frustrating for my client. It's frustrating for myself. There's 6 other groups there that are waiting to get in. It's frustrating for everybody, and of course the listing agent is at a loss of words. He is embarrassed, and it's very frustrating for him. The owner of the apartment was actually a client from overseas, so he had very little ability to do anything about the situation at that time. But as frustrating as it was for all of us, I can only imagine how the woman, the tenant, was feeling at the time, because the reason she wasn't letting us in was because she was frightened of losing her apartment. And so security really comes into play with owning your own home, because you don't have to worry about a landlord selling the place or upping the rent or not performing well or doing a myriad of other things that if you own the place, you would have the control over it. So that point alone, to me, is worth owning a place. Now, if you have any comments or questions about this, by all means, give me a call. Love to hear from you. Barry@Connerty.ca. I'm Barry Connerty, and that is your Real Estate Flash.